doesn't seem to be bothering you now.
Yeah, only because this is a police station. He felt it was safe for him to wait in the outer office.
I don't see what I can do for you.
Robert, I need your help. Call it guidance or direction or whatever you will. I just have got to get rid of this guy.
Look, Grant, if something happens to you, I don't want to be responsible.
I'll watch myself.
Yeah, and they're probably going to be watching you too. I mean, the DVX, I mean. This could be just the sort of situation they're looking for.
Oh, come on, Robert. You know as well as I do. If the DVX had wanted to get to me, they'd do so, bodyguard or no.
All right. That brings us back to the initial point. What do you suppose I can do?
I realize you can't just pull the guard, but I thought maybe you could intercede on my behalf with the WSP. They might listen to you.
In a case like this? No way. Look, it's too big a risk. Something happens to you, that's a big embarrassment to the United States.
All right. I'll sign anything they want. Release forms, whatever.
They're still going to want an explanation.
That's easy. Tell them the man is intruding on my life. I've already lost one job with his help, and now I've got a second job that's threatened.
Wasn't it where you found work?
I'm doing volunteer work with Brian Phillips.
Social work?
Mm-hmm.
So how's the guard affect that?
Whether he does or doesn't isn't really the question. Brian thinks that he will, and Brian is my boss.
Well, all right, Brian's flexible. He should understand your position.
I'm sure he does. And if I really wanted to keep the guard, I imagine I could. But Brian also pointed out that an authority figure like that is likely to intimidate a lot of the people I'm working with. Hell, he intimidates me.
Yeah, okay. I can see your point. Some of the neighborhoods you could be working in, a guy like that could get you into more trouble than he'll get you out of.
Exactly. Then you'll help.
Make a few calls, but I promise nothing.
I understand. If I just have somebody like yourself to plead my case, that might do it.
See what I can do.
Great. Thank you, Robert.
Good luck with the job. Sergeant, this better be the Cassadine call. Good. Put it through. Helena. Robert Scorpio. Look, I'm afraid I've got some bad news for you. Stavros Cassadine is dead. Yeah, well, it took me most of the mornings to make the connection.
I don't imagine she was exactly thrilled to hear your voice.
Less thrilled when she found out the reason.
Yeah, well, how did she take it?
Silently.
You mean she went right into shock?
Oh, that's what she wanted me to think. No, silence could have meant all sorts of things. But whatever she was thinking, she was pretty careful to hide her reactions.
Well, what about when you get down to business?
Same silence. I mean, we're not talking about a stupid person here. She's not going to give anything away till she gets all the facts in.
Robert, did you tell her exactly what happened?
Told her the truth. Stavros broke his neck after falling down the staircase.
Ah, but you didn't tell her which staircase.
No need to tell her. She'd figured that out. The deal I presented her was a simple one. She buries Stavros, along with everything else, and I forget about the kidnapping of Laura.
Ah. Well, how did she respond to that?
She hung up on me.
Robert, are you worried?
No. What concerns me, though, is how I present this Stavros death to the press and public.
Well, why don't you just tell them the truth?
Huh?
That Stavros' death was due to an accident that happened at the home of... Oh.
Luke Spencer, the mayor of Port Charles. Now, look, if I do that, Bert, I might as well give the guy his impeachment papers. I'm glad you could make it on such short notice.
The DA's office is ready to help any way we can, Robert.
Before we decide anything, now, we've got to figure out just what is at stake here.
Well, I think it's pretty obvious. Luke's entire political career is on the line.
Now, do you know for sure it was an accident?
Absolutely. Oh, look, even if Luke had been responsible, it's still an open and shut case of self-defense.
Well, that doesn't change what happened. A man died in the mayor's mansion, and the people want to know what happened and what Cassadine was doing there in the first place. As a matter of fact, I'm a little curious myself.
Stavros was there to kill both Luke and Laura.
Are you serious?
Never more serious in my life.
It's revenge, huh?
Exactly. And I'm not sure that's going to be the end of it. I mean, we still got Helena Cassadine and the rest of the mob there. They're not going to let this sort of thing go down without some sort of retaliation.
Well, like what?
Something not too pretty, you can be sure of that. I mean, we're talking about a monstrous crime family here. Now, the less public we make this, the less chance we have of bringing it all down on both Luke and Laura.
Well, then the first thing we have to figure out is just what we're going to tell the press.
Yeah. Ed, listen. Are we obligated to tell them anything?
Well, we have to say something, or it'll look like a cover-up.
Yeah, but how much? That's the question.
Too little. Luke's going to look dishonest. Listen, have a seat.
Yeah, and too much, and we endanger both of their lives.
Not to mention their emotional lives. Now, what with Laura's previous experience with the Cassidines, I mean, this sort of thing could be absolutely devastating.
Well, that I can't help you with. I don't even know her.
I know that, but your legal expertise can help. You both can.
Well, a joint decision, huh?
Right. Now, look, none of us leaves here until we have our stories straight and our consciences agreed. Let's get to work.
Put out there and see what happens, huh?
Let's go over it one more time. Just so we're all sure.
Right. We announce the death.
Our reason? Because the public has a right to the information.
And if it was murder, then they'd have a right to know everything. As it stands, I mean, Stavros's death is no more important than the fact that he might have been hit by a car.
Still leaves the problem of why Stavros was at the house.
And handle that with a simple statement. No comment.
All right. I'll limit myself to just talking about the accident. A fatal accident caused by his fall.
By the way, what was the official cause of death?
Broken neck.
Might not hurt to mention that, too.
All right, I will. Ed, are we legally obligated to tell him any more?
We have no obligation whatsoever. You're just recounting the situation to the best of your ability. There was no foul play at the cause of the death, so you have no obligation to reveal anything more than the cause of death. We all stick to the same story, then.
It's agreed, then. After that, we deal with the questions as they come.
See you tomorrow at the press conference.
Take it easy, mate.
Thanks for the coffee.
Give me the mare. Okay, now, first things first, Luke. Listen to me. We deal with the press conference. Yeah, that's right. You're David, they're Goliath. Now listen carefully. This is what you're going to say.